Yo, what's going on, guys? Gib here. We got another Wuthering videos. We're going to be talking about Phoebe's weapon, addressing Saint's misinformation on his thumbnail with Phoebe's weapon, and giving my thoughts on Phoebe's weapon on should you pull it or what is the verdict on that. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, biggest thing is Mr. Snowman here. You'd think the guy who's all about objectiveness and demonstrablies would not have something this misinformation, but hey, it happens to the best of us. So I was on Twitter. I seen BitTex here. They're like a pretty good TC. They tweeted this out talking about Phoebe's weapon with Saint's video, and I was like, oh, I'm about to make a Phoebe's weapon video. What is this about? So I checked this out, and on his thumbnail here, he has 84% damage boost. Now, if she actually had 84% damage boost, that would literally be like insane. That would be gamers. This changes everything. Now, her weapon does not have a 84% damage boost. It is a 42% across two different types of damage. So, in my opinion, I think he could just change the thumbnail, and that solves all of this stuff here. And I feel like Saint, I think he's pretty grounded enough to just change his thumbnail, realistically. I doubt he will, but, I feel like he could, He even says it here. I actually went through and watched the video to see what he's talking about. Pretty good video, honestly, I don't got anything against the Saint guy. I'm just saying, decent video. But this thumbnail is definitely like massive misinformation.
And all of the different types that
he even says right here, by the way.
However, since it is only 42%, ladies and gentlemen, you do have to keep in mind that the total bonus is.
He even says that it's 42% damage bonus, like
a bit lower than some of the other signature weapons in the game. Carlotta's, for example, gives a raw 48% to resident skill. So Phoebe's gonna have a slightly.
Yeah, most signature weapons they give a first stat, maybe an unconditional attack, unconditional damage bonus like String Master, and then the bottom one's usually 48%. Gion weapon does that, Jinty weapon, so on. Anyways, so yeah, you would think that he would put 42%, but he put 84%, which is way out of the waters here. Now, if we go to look at what Phoebe's weapon actually does here, Phoebe's weapon is a base 500 attack and 36% crit rate weapon. Pretty solid. Looks very nice also. This looks amazing. It's got like the cards going on it, the glass, all of that, the wings. Pretty cool here, Rectifier for the Rectifier character here. And then we have the actual stats of her weapon. So she has the weapon skill Home Builder's Anthem, which increases her attack by 12% unconditionally, which is, solid buff here. And then dealing damage to enemies with Spectral Frazzle, they need to have Spectral Frazzle on them, gives you 14% basic attack and 14% heavy attack damage bonus. Now, as far as we know, no one in the game does a attack that is of both scalings here, which means that this bonus is only for one of the bonuses here, if that makes any sense. So this basic attack is only going to the basic attack. Let me re-explain that better. If someone's doing a basic attack, okay, and you get basic attack damage bonus, and you have heavy attack damage bonus, the heavy attack damage bonus is not going to help scale out the basic attack damage bonus. So this 14% that multiplies by 3 to 40, or by 3 to 42% here, only applies to the basic attack damage bonus. And then the heavy attack as well, if that makes any sense here. And then we have casting your outro skill amplifies the damage from Spectral Frazzle on enemies around the active resonator by 30% for 30 seconds. Effects of the same name cannot be stacked. That's pretty solid, honestly. We know that Phoebe is going to be the first of her kind in how she does damage. She has a Spectral Frazzle amplifier. We also had this note recently talking about the negative status effects. A lot of people don't know. Oh my god. Dude, why would you click on web events? It's so loud. It's so loud every time. A lot of people don't know these status effects have been in the game since 1.0. These were actually in the beta when they got changed. The only thing is we didn't have a character that applies it. I think they're giving us this information now because we have characters that apply it. If I show you here at the morning aches, when aches hits me, it's actually going to put Spectral Frazzle on me. So, for example, in Phoebe's sense, when you put Spectral Frazzle on them, the damage here is what's going to get amped. I'll wait for this guy to attack me. It's like taking 10 years, okay? Yeah, so as you can see, I have Spectral Frazzle on me, and I lose HP from getting hit by it. Surely we don't die to this. We're going to die to this dot probably from ticking, as you can see. So that's the damage that is going to get amplified there, as you can see. This number that's counting down right here. And it stays on whoever your active character is. So that is what is going to be getting amped by Phoebe's weapon there, in terms of damage. Except that would be on the enemy, obviously. And she has her own, stuff that changes that in every way. If you haven't seen what Spectral Frazzle does, um, that's literally what it is. I think it makes pretty much sense, like a dot, played HSR, or just it's a damage over time effect. Also, it's affected by the same things as Genshin. If you played Genshin, it's not inflicted by like your character's damage bonus or their attack or the crit rate or anything. It's only inflicted by your character's level. So you're gonna make sure you want to make sure your Phoebe's level 90. You want to the enemy's defense. So if you have defense shred, it's going to help a lot. And the damage resistance. So if they have like spectral damage resistance, you're going to do less spectral frazzle resistance. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. Also, if we check out Bitex here, they have a damage calc that they did, and they're usually pretty accurate on their damage calcs. So as usual, just take this with a grain of salt, but they're pretty accurate with their damage calcs usually. And her signature weapon is only a 2% um, 2% damage bonus better on weapon like calculate here of String Master. So if you have String Master, you don't really need to get this weapon unless you just want the drip, because obviously that thing looks crazy. I think it looks amazing. Wuwa cooks hard with the weapon types. This goes again also into that survey we had, where people were talking about like, oh, you're gonna limit Kuro if you don't let them go to more weapon types. We already have more weapon types in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just they have it in the set weapons. What's stopping a sword from becoming an axe? What's stopping a rectifier from becoming a rocket launcher? Nothing. It's just if Kuro chooses to. I think that's what they're going to keep doing from here on out. We've seen Brant. This guy literally summons an anchor and he flies in the air with like whip attacks and everything, and he's a sword. And he actually has a gun attack too. This guy has a gun while he's a sword. So yeah, they don't really need to do more weapon types, it seems. I mean, it just confirms it every time we get new characters. Zani, she could be a gauntlet with her shield thing. She could be a sword with her shield. I mean, there's a lot of stuff she could be. She could be Broadblade with her sword. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff they could do with that. But yeah, so this weapon calc here, shout out to Bitex, by the way. They have Luminous, which is their signature weapon, at 100%, and String Master is only 2% worse, and then Rhyme Draped, which is Jeji's signature weapon, is 4% worse, and then Cosmic, which is the standard signature weapon, is 11% worse. So if you have the standard signature weapon, you're literally not missing out on much to get this here. So honestly, I don't really recommend picking up this weapon unless you want the drip, you know what I'm saying? And also for other characters in the game, it's not really that much value compared to just waiting for String Master to come on rerun. Jeji gets more benefit out of just using String Master. You're not going to use it on Verena. Yinlin, String Master, obviously. Who else do we have here? I mean, Baiji, you're not going to be using it on. I don't have all the rectifier characters. Shorekeeper, you wouldn't be using it on. But yeah, so that's my take on it. Shout out to once again Bitex making this chart here. If you want to see them, it's Bitexu. I'll link them down below so I don't forget. And yeah, that is pretty much what I want to talk about here. Phoebe's weapon, not really a good pool unless you just want the drip. That's very valid. In terms of meta, you're not going to get much value out of pulling this for just the damage bonus. As you can see, it's only 2% better than the other options here, unless you want that big 11% damage bonus from the standard weapon. Also, we're getting Ocean's Gift for free. This is another thing I forgot to talk about. We have that fishing whale event that we're getting is going to be giving us Ocean's Gift for free. And we're getting that R5. That's only a pretty much 12% here damage difference. So, I mean, 12% for free. I would just chill with that. Also, the Ocean's Gifts look pretty good here. If I go to Wuthering's Twitter here, I think I had the other endgame event because I'm going to do another video on that soon here. If we go to the Ocean's Gift, this looks pretty good as well. If we go here, yeah, Ocean's Gift looks pretty solid. Ocean's Gift has another Spectral Frazzle. It's pretty much like her signature weapon without the basic and heavy attack damage bonus and without the free crit rate. I wish they gave more crit rate on weapons. I feel like they should. They gave us this Paul weapon, for sword characters, but then they made it so that the passive is anti-quick swap. I feel like they trolled with that. Like they were almost on the bar with this. They were almost on the bar with this, giving you like 12% crit rate for free. That would have been huge, and like the 40% damage bonus. But then they made it so that you can't swap with it. So yeah, this kind of troll. But Her, surely we'll get a 4-star weapon that has crit rate that is free to play, variant. Because I think the 4-star weapons in the game, they're still pretty garbage. This is definitely a move forward in the right direction, though. This is pretty good, and this has the right idea, but is pretty trash. And the crafter weapons that we have in Renacita, they're like okay. They all have the same passive. They're better than the previous crafter weapons from Jinzo, but yeah, that's it though. That's my takes on that. I hope Saint changes his thumbnail because I think it's pretty big misinformation if someone just sees this on the web here. They're like 84% damage bonus. What? That's like insane. Gamers just changes everything. But yeah, about that. See, Phoebe's weapon looks pretty cool. Not that big of a pool that you need to get. And yeah, let me know. Are you guys wishing for Phoebe? Do you plan on getting her weapon? And I'll be seeing you later. Goodbye.